The Wishtree by Catherine Applegate, Chapter 28. The moon bathed us all in cool blue light as we awaited Samar's nightly visit. She came out in her robe and slippers, sitting on her blanket. She waited patiently as the babies scrambled over to see her. Around her neck she was wearing the beribboned key that Bongo had given her. "Where's my crow friend?" she whispered, as the ewes somersaulted in front of her. She looked up into my branches, and I was glad I'd instructed Bongo to hide on Stephen's roof. Right on schedule, Bongo flew to Stephen's bedroom window. She settled on the sill. Samar's fabric scrap dangled in her beak. Carefully, she tapped on Stephen's window. Nothing happened. I'd told Bongo to be as quiet as possible. We didn't want Samar to see what we were up to. Tap, tap, tap. Louder this time. Still nothing. Stephen apparently was quite a sound sleeper. Bongo looked at me. Her eyes said, "Now what?" She tried again. Tap, tap, tap. Samar started. "What was that?" she asked. Fortunately, Harold distracted her with an attempt to fly onto her arm. It was more an awkward hop than a flight, and Samar giggled. Good going, little Harold, I thought. Bongo dropped Samar's wish onto the sill. Tap, tap, tap. Nothing. She paced back and forth in front of the window. Then she froze. Her eyes glinted in the moonlight. Bongo leaned close to the glass and performed her very best fire engine siren. By the time Stephen's window flew open, Bongo was already back on the roof, watching her efforts pay off. Stephen peered out. He rubbed his eyes. He noticed the small scrap on his sill. Frowning, he held it up, catching the moonlight in order to read the words written on the fabric. He looked down at the lawn. There was Samar, looking up at him, surrounded by an odd collection of baby animals. "You rock," said Bongo. Chapter 29. When Stephen eased out the front door, he was wearing red pajamas and a grey sweatshirt. His light brown hair was mussed, his eyes bleary. The flashlight he was carrying sliced through the darkness. The babies turned toward him and froze. Their eyes glowed like little moons. Flash squealed in fear. Stephen kicked off his light, and Flash seemed to calm a bit, although he was definitely hiccuping. "Hey," Stephen whispered. "Hi," Samar whispered back. Stephen sat down next to Samar. The babies watched with interest. "Why did they come to you?" Stephen asked. "I don't know. It's like magic." "No," Samar shook her head. "I'm just quiet. They like that." Bongo flew down to Samar's shoulder. "Hello," she said to Stephen, mimicking Samar's voice. "Wow," he said. "That's amazing." "Yesterday I heard her imitate a doorbell." Stephen grinned. "She gave me this key," Samar said, holding it up. "I don't know what it's for. A diary or a jewelry box, maybe?" "Or the world's smallest door," Stephen joked. For a while everyone fell silent. Even the baby raccoons were still. At last Stephen held out his hand, revealing Samar's wish. "I found this," he said. Even in the moonlight, Samar's blush was visible. She looked away. "I'm sorry about that word," Stephen said softly. "The word on the tree. We didn't. It wasn't us." Samar nodded. "My parents aren't bad people. They're just afraid of things," Stephen shrugged. "So are mine," said Samar. "I heard my father talking about moving. If we can find a safe place to go." She gave a sad smile. "If there even is such a place." "I'm sorry," said Stephen again. The babies, sensing Stephen could be trusted, began to tussle and romp. Harold and the smallest ewe searched for bugs. Rose Petal and her brother hot-buttered popcorn. played tug-of-war with a long piece of grass. I'll miss them, Samar said. I hope you don't move, Stephen said. A light blinked on in Stephen's house. I should go, he said. If my parents see me, I should go. Night, Samar said in a whisper. Oh, the things I wanted to say to those two. I wanted to tell them that friendship doesn't have to be hard, that sometimes we let the world make it hard. I wanted to tell them to keep talking. I wanted to make a difference, just a little difference before I left this lovely world. And so I did it. I broke the rule. Stay, I said. The animals gaped at me in astonishment. Even the youngest babies knew that the don't talk to people rule. Bongo darted to my top branch. Red, she cried in a strangled whisper. You can't. Oh, but I can, I said. What have I got to lose? But, as I was saying, I returned my attention to Stephen and Samar. They were staring at me, jaws dropped, eyes wide as frozen as Flash had been not long ago. We're dreaming, Stephen murmured, right? At the same time? Samar asked. Is that possible? Pinch me, Stephen said. Samar complied. Definitely felt that, Stephen reported. Maybe it was a dream pinch, Samar suggested. Excuse me, I interrupted. I have 216 rings worth of wisdom to convey, and not much time. Stephen reached for Samar's hand. If it's a dream, he said, at least it's a cool one. And so I began.